right, so as we go further on, like I said today, the articles of impeachment was announced. All right, now they just taking it to the Senate, which is dumb because again, the Republicans, they have more people there, and so they're feeling like, cool, send it there, just take me to trial. You know what the niggas say, take me to jail. I'm waiting to see all my friends. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying take me to trial because we gonna get it. We gonna make it. Right? But we're waiting patiently, all right, for the Most High to come back and save our people. There was something in the news, I believe today, and it showed a young child, children, what's the statistics? Children, parents in South America now, Issacharites and other tribes, they're sending their children across the border by themselves, or with a group of people without them, rather, as well, as young as 4 years old. Right? So when they get caught, guess what? All them Satanists and rapists and all them people through the adoption agencies, Planned Parenthood type of situations, but all the other big organizations that displace, that it's not, it's like, what they say, shooting fish in a barrel. Yeah, now the oppression is so great and so strenuous. Now parents are getting completely desperate, and they're sending their kids. They say, listen, you get here, at least you might have a chance to make it out of here. First of all, the cartel, La Familia, they're just murking everyone, right? They go and they do their thing. So it's horrible. It's horrible. Let's see what it says here. And whatever, 6 dead was today. 6 dead, including an officer, right? Another mass shooting. They call it mass shooting, non-stop. There was Naval Air Base a few days ago, right? A Saudi or whoever he is, or whoever he was, supposedly the gunman or whoever been planning it, whoever they want to tell us, right? All we know that it's a lot. It's coming at us non-stop, right? And we are hastening the coming of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We're waiting for anything to happen because we know that all hell's going to break loose. It's going to be World War III, all right, up in here, and it's going to lead to a big famine, including the famine of the word as well. All right, and that's another thing. I'm doing a video on that as well. But they say something huge is happening. A lot of people's, by making these changes on Facebook and believe that platform, that they're basically saying if you have this content XYZ, even if you have a lot of it in your channel could be just wiped out, right? But I'm doing a video on that, you know. However, yeah, mass shootings, 6 today. Several at a naval base. They don't tell us about all the shootings in the hood or in urban life, urban living, right? All the police officers that murder. How about that woman, only sentenced to 10 years when she supposedly thought it was her place, and came in and just murked the dude. Man, we gotta get up out of here, man. Let's go to the scripture, man. We were praying. We praying. I believe it's Hebrews chapter 2. Hebrews chapter 2. And verse. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nah, Salakia. That wasn't it. Alright, hold on one second. I believe it's in Matthew. Salakia. I turn right to it, I believe. Alright, Salakia. I wanted the scripture that said, that the elect will want the time to go. I found it. All praise the Most High. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24, verse 22. And it says, and this is a beautiful chapter, the whole thing. Good reading as well. This is Matthew 24:22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right, we're wanting these days to go fast. All right, to just kind of rip through, because there's so much of the bullshit that we have to deal with, that we are punished with, right? But that cup, that cup is being lifted from our lips, from our hands. All right, and it'd be time for the pagans, these other nations, these wicked people, men and women, all right, to have their judgment and to be ruled over. Is a Revelation. We just saw Revelation chapter 2, Isaiah 14. All right, who they're going to be ruled over? They're going to be ruled over the people who identify with the prophecy, the so-called African American, Native American, and Hispanic tribes. All right, these are the people that resemble the prophecies of the scriptures, and through the Spirit and test show that we are the true Israelites. And the Israelites in the scriptures are the only ones that are promised salvation. So it's a Jenga domino effect, if you will. It keeps going further to our point. And that's what we're out here to tell for the world, proclaim that, even to the angels, all right, prophesying unto the wind. All right, another is to also tell our people to line up and do right. All right, stop eating pork, stop celebrating these holidays, and worrying about, hey, I gotta get this Christmas gift. If I don't get it for Shorty, man, that's it. She will disown me. Hey, guess what? Which one is it rather? Obey men or obey the Most High? Hey, that's a good one. We'll go right to that scripture. All right, what did he say? Is it better to obey men than to obey Yahweh Shem Yahushua? Find this con. Right? Yeah, I find it very, very important to obey the Most High. Anytime something happens, you like, oh man, the Most High, he got me. He made me pay for that. All right? He must have been punished. I must have did something to deserve that. All right? But our responsibility, again, isn't to save anybody, isn't to go out and try to. That's for these churches. They preach the same thing. If you don't do right, you can go to hell. You can go to hell? First of all, hell is a condition. Hell is something that you're stuck in. All right? Hell is something. We'll get to that. That's wonderful. We'll get to that. But Salaki, the scripture was. All right. Yeah, that's right. That's what that is. Book of Acts. Did I read this one already? Yeah, I did. The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey Yahweh Shem Yahushua rather than man. All right, that's it. Plain and simple, right to your plate, farm fresh. All right, eat that beef. Really, it's not even beef. That's milk. You ought to obey the Most High other than men. Men will tell you, listen, take part. Come on over for the Christmas party. And I'm not, listen. And let me another thing to tell brothers not to be so overly righteous. I mean, first of all, I'm not gonna try to go off here and you can avoid any of that. Hey, honestly, go ahead. More power to you. those of you that have, you know what I'm saying, kids that go to school, or, you know what I'm saying, demons, you know what I mean? Listen, you can fight and push, right? But sometimes you might get stuck showing up for my job, and they need us to be there, and what they're gonna do, they serving us a meal, or we going bowling, just show. What you gonna do? All right. Now I'm not here celebrating. Ain't no mistletoe, ain't no ugly Christmas sweaters neither. When they say Merry Christmas, and I used to be like, I just don't celebrate it. Be right in their face with it, right? But it's not necessary. They could probably look at me and probably guess, hey, something here ain't your normal average Negro, where he subscribes to who we think he is. All right. They should know that by kind of like a gander when they look. No more games, right? Hey, that's the wonderful thing of being born again, as the scripture says. All those things have become new. Behold, all things have become new. Right? Scriptures that knew back when you know, there's a Christian going to church, that they said over and over again about salvation, right? And boom, you're saved, you're good. Because if you don't do this, you go to hell. I'll go to hell, right? Oh, okay. Well, I just read, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. That's right. So let's go to what the scriptures say, according to the scriptures, about what happens. All right, is hell. Because remember, the Pope had said, look, man, there's no hell. Get that out of your mind. You know what we said? If you didn't say 20 Hail Marys, 15 Our Fathers, and gave, you know, $100 to the church, that you would go to hell. Well, the Pope said, hey, there's no hell. Figure it out. You know? So, based on that, saying that, that should make you think, well, why is the head of the Catholic Church doing that? Right? So I'm not going to get boggled down, especially when the head of the Catholic Church, the Pope, said there's no hell. And I'm supposed to feel like, well, I'm going to go to fire and brimstone if I don't, you know, believe in Jesus. All right? Well, first of all, that's not for everybody. It's just for the people on this side, the so-called Native Americans, Hispanic, and Negroes. All right? Well, let's get to some scriptures. Book of Amos, chapter 9. The book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 2. It says, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. All right? They dig into hell. You could dig to hell? Remember, you ever heard that they say, well, you could dig so much you go to China? I just seen this video about that specific topic. They said, what would happen if you dug straight down, could you get to China? You know, they actually did a whole graphic presentation of like the drill, what type of drill you would need, what type of temperatures that it would be, cooling systems, then the gravitational pull once you get to a certain place, because air would be denser than gravity. I believe that's, you know, that sounds backwards, but hey, I'm not a physicist, you know what I'm saying? I'm science, you know what I mean, through these scriptures. My doctorate in these scriptures is the most important thing, more than any of that stuff. All right. So, but they did all that. They said, first of all, you would have to be in a certain part, I believe, in America, kind of, in that sweet spot, and then you dug, and if you happen to do all that in a diamond drill and 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit and all this stuff, you can survive to that. You pop up somewhere in like a rural part of China, blah blah blah. Impossible, ain't gonna happen. But the point is, there was no hell down there when they were digging during the graphics. It was hot as hell, but again, that was a condition, right? So, no, I'm not gonna eat, I'm not gonna drink that wine and that food that you have for me. It says Habakkuk 2:15. All right? I sure not. get some more scriptures on that, all right? Let's go to Job, the book of Job, chapter 3. Book of Job, chapter 3. All right. You know, it's super cold. You brothers don't want to go out in the cold. Hey, man, it's not going to be much time. All right? And shalom to the brothers, too, man, that's been putting prayers up. Man, Satan really had attacked me. I'm older. You know what I'm saying? Than some of the brothers, but I had some situation I've been dealing with. Just kind of like Paul had the ailments. I know I spoke about it before. But I got with Esau's medicines and they want you to experiment with this and this and that. It was some of the most trying physically and mentally times that I had to go through. So Job is it's really appropriate. You're reading anything from Job, right? Because he's that antithesis. That's that $2 word of going through hell, right? This says the book of Job, chapter 3, verse 11. It says, "Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly?" All right? It's like, how come? Why not? Why just dead? That's hell. That's hell. That's a condition. That's where you go to, right? That's where you go to. When somebody say, "Hey, man, just go to hell." Somebody's brave enough to tell you to go to hell, they probably ain't talking about, you know, down the road when you get super old, you know, Bill Cosby age, and now, you know, it'd be a perfect time when you die to go. Now they usually wishing some shit upon you ASAP, Rocky. All right, go to hell. Hopefully that's some shit that you can't. You know what I'm saying? Was the one song Chance the Rapper said, "I hope you work at a Fridays on a Friday." You know what I'm saying? You know, a Friday night at one of those places, man, it's gonna be outrageous. Everybody's saving their money all week to go eat. You know. Anyway, all right. Well, I just want to say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the teachers who have taught me, and the brothers about the scriptures. The scripture said you can't learn this unless you've been taught by a man. So shalom, the water brothers, the water to the brothers also that's been holding me down in prayer and just kind of letting things, you know, do what they're gonna do. It don't matter. We're gonna push. I praise the Most High and say the water for Him giving me the strength to come out and go push, and that's what I'm going to do, you know, on forward, because that's always, we don't have that much time left. Make no sense to take your foot off the gas now, right? So with that, I want to say Ababa Baal, Ababa Baal, Ababa Baal. All right, you brothers, stay up. Shalom.